you're fine, and then suddenly you're not. After a long-term relationship ends, feelings can surge without warning. One minute you're coping, the next your body reacts before you've had time to think it through. By the end of this video, you'll understand why this is happening, what actually helps in the moment without pushing it away. When this happens to you, I'd like to know what do you feel in your body? What happens for you when you get triggered? Let me know in the comments. So what can be happening is you're getting on with your day, nothing dramatic has happened, and then something really tiny just hits you. It might be a song or a smell or somebody looked at you a certain way. A message lands the wrong way and suddenly your chest's tight, your thoughts are racing, and your mood has completely shifted. It feels like this moment caused the reaction, but it didn't start here. So what's actually happening when we get triggered? So triggers don't come from nowhere. They come from an experience that you've had some other time in your life. A trigger is like a button inside of you that already exists. When somebody in the present moment presses that button, your mind and your body start to react, not just now, but to something that's happened at a previous time for you. And this is the part that a lot of us miss, right? That the reaction makes sense once you can see where it's coming from. After a long-term relationship ends, there's often unfinished emotional business. So when something today echoes an earlier experience, not the same one, but it's similar, it's familiar, your body reacts to that. Before the logic comes, before the context comes, or before your thoughts can really click in, the reaction is your body responding to what it learned before. And this kind of matters because a trigger isn't random. It's information we need to pay attention to. What helps when we get triggered? Well, we don't get rid of triggers by avoiding life or avoiding people, places, or things. We learn to work with them when they show up. We start to look at things from a different point of view. How are we going to manage this? It's about doing small shifts in what we do, not trying to fix ourselves, but to understand things better. So the first part when we get triggered is to pause. When you're triggered, your mind needs an explanation really quickly. So the urge to explain what's going on for us, why we're reacting this way, is fast and hard. And we want to slow things down and start by just taking some deep breaths, not necessarily to calm ourselves down, but to give ourselves a little bit of space. And then some time to think about, okay, what does this remind me of? What am I reacting to at the moment? And if you can name it, that's helpful. But sometimes we can't, right? So breathing can help us just to catch our footing again. The next thing is we need to come back to the present moment and not be pulled into an old memory. So when we look around where we are, and what can I see, what can I hear, what can I smell, what can I touch, that brings us back into our body in the present moment instead of in the memory, instead of in what first made us feel so distressed. And this really helps us to kind of get our footing emotionally and be able to go, okay, what's going on? Third, of course, we need to slow down and not react in the moment. We want to respond in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, however long it takes, but time enough to let us think about what's going on so that we're not actually triggered. Because if you react when you're triggered, it's probably not going to end well. We want to slow things down, otherwise we're going to react, and that's not going to be good. We want to give ourselves a bit of time before we reply. We can decide what we want to do or explain how we're feeling more clearly when we're not in that triggered space. And managing triggers is really about that. It's about delaying our response, not controlling our feelings. I don't know about you, but do you feel like you get triggered? Are very specific things that trigger you? Let me know in the comments, because I think most of us do experience it, right? Women talk to me all the time about feeling triggered, and triggers are a sign that something still needs our attention. Every time we respond with steadiness instead of a panic or a rushed response, our system learns new ways of doing things. That's how triggers lose their power over us, not by making them disappear, not by removing the person who has pushed the button, but by no longer running with our reaction. That's the real goal, right? Not to stop the feelings, but to stop feeling hijacked by the feelings. If your relationship has ended and you feel like there are a lot of emotional triggers that are catching you off guard right now, please know that is very understandable. I'm going to put links for some of my videos about this in the description of this video. Also, if you want to get questions answered about this specific topic, come along to one of my weekly lives. I host them here on YouTube. Just hit the notification bell and it will let you know when the next one is happening. Of course, go over to my playlist. They're out there for you to look at, and I'll put a couple of videos here for you that may be helpful too. In the meantime, take the very best care of yourself, and I will see you soon.